But it's Promat Day 3. I think we got our first guest coming in the booth here, Mr. Rob. Thank you, sir. Got a little swag here from BWS Logistics. So, Rob, take a seat in here. We're live on LinkedIn right now.
Good morning.
How you doing, sir? Let me shake that hand.
Delightful.
Good to see you.
Great
Good
to be here.
Meet you in person, definitely. So, Rob, BWS Logistics. Well, first off, day 3, starting out here. How's it going so far?
It's amazing. The foot traffic, the people we're meeting, great conversations.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal. I mean, we're blown away. It's our first show that we've done. We've got a new booth build.
Mm-hmm.
It's full circle for me coming back because I worked for GES, who produces this show.
Oh, right, yeah.
And so I saw some old friends there too. But
yeah,
we're meeting a lot of people, getting a lot of good leads.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. And I'm curious, actually, tell us a little bit about, I mean, from the GES perspective, right? Because, a lot of these companies, you guys show up as attendees for free and get to enjoy it all, but they're here, a week before trying to set up, and it's craziness. I mean, we were setting up on Sunday, and it's hard to believe how, like, in the snap of a finger, Monday morning, everything's put together. So tell us a little bit about the logistics behind that.
When I try to explain to people who don't necessarily know what a trade show is or how it goes on, they're just used to walking in, getting their badge,
right.
The carpets getting vacuumed at the last final touches. But what goes into that on the front end is an amazing amount of planning,
right?
For all this booth space. First of all, the association who runs the show, in this case MHI, they do the sales of the booth spaces.
Right.
It's Expo Cat. It's all laid out on a schematic for people to, you bought this 10 by 10 space. We bought our 10 by 10. There's people over there with 60 by 80,
huge,
some big people over here, but the work that goes in behind it is amazing. And as I was going to start to say, what I always equate it to for people who don't really understand the business is concerts, because most people have been to concerts.
Right.
So when you get to the show and you're there to see whoever you're there to see, Bruce Springsteen or whatever, you get in your seat, the stage is there, and you're looking at all the rigging that's been done with all the speakers and everything like that. Well, the same thing kind of goes on at a trade show. And it starts with marking the floor. They have to mark the floor to show where this is going to go, where booth N10130 is going to go, and all the way up to the last final touches. So it's definitely it's a big production, and it's a ballet, if you will, to get it all done. And I started with GES in 2008, and we used to have these meetings called jump meetings, and that's sort of a show prep meeting to get all the different trades together. Because, when you do a show like this, you've got teamsters, you've got riggers, you've got carpenters, you've got, management people, etc. Right. And you have to get all together and get on the same page to put a show together. So it's an amazing process. And, it's good to be back on the show floor. And it's good to see the resurgence of trade shows in general.
Yes.
How much they've come back. And I'll tell you one thing that I don't see a lot of here, which tells you how far we've come from COVID. I don't see a lot of hand sanitizer out on people's desks, which is, it tells a story that there's a comfort level back for people to come out and, interact and actually shake hands and not bump elbows and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a great testament to like you said, how far we've come. And we should take a second and say, thank you to MHI and GES for making it happen for all of us. But I think it's a great thing. I want to touch on it just because it's, it's very similar to a warehouse scenario when you go to lay out a warehouse, right? And try to make it happen. And usually we're, under the wire trying to make things happen too. So,
absolutely.
So it's
there's a lot of those people here that are more than happy to help you do that layout of the warehouse. The amount of AI that's out there now, and the platforms and the technology is it's getting to be even almost bigger than the actual forklifts. You know what I mean? But the most simple forklift safety, and I know you always ask for a safety tip, is just coming around a blind corner, 2 toots of the horn, man. You can really save lives, because I've never seen a human body with skin and bone win a battle with a forklift. So.
Yeah, no, not even maybe the Hulk,
No.
Yeah, but so I appreciate you throwing the safety tip there. You can tell this guy listens to the show, and
absolutely.
So you've been on the show before, but give us a little update. What do you guys do at BWS?
So BWS is a 3PL logistics provider. We do any number of modes of transportation, and we're sort of an intermediary or a matchmaker for people who ship things and the carriers that we work with. We have a very high standard of vetting for carriers that we work with, but the type of movements that we do, a big piece of what we do is still drayage, which is pulling things from either the port or the rail.
Right.
We do the local drayage, the long haul drayage, or we'll even bring it to a cross dock, take it off, and then move it on a dry van over the road. So we do a lot of that. I do full load trucking. I do flatbed trucking. We do expedited, like the small stuff. I'm doing matter of fact, for another contractor that does trade shows, I'm picking up a 48 by 48 skid today in a Sprinter and getting it out to Pittsburgh for a trade show out there.
Nice.
So, but we do almost anything. I mean,
yeah.
When we first started out, when you and I first met, maybe your first shirt, I'm not sure that I gave you, might have been the one with the beer, wine, and spirits.
Yeah. I was just going to ask you. Yeah.
So we our company is called BWS Logistics, and initially when we started 2018, it stood for beer, wine, and spirits. An awesome logo. It had a beer on it, a wine glass, and a martini glass.
Yeah, I wear it in my warehouse all the time.
People still like that, But as we progressed and got into more commodities, it was a little bit of a roadblock at times, because I would go in to sell to somebody and they would say, I like you, Rob, you're a great guy, but we do nothing with the beverage industry. We ship skids of electronic equipment. And I'd say, hold on a second, we do that too. So April of 2022, we rebranded to BWS, Bringing Winning Service.
Oh, okay. I like it.
Yeah, we did a little spin on it. This one doesn't have the actual writing on it, but the one I gave you in the bag over there does.
All right.
It's been good. It's been a great journey. I started in 2020. As I said, I worked for GES for 12 years. Probably would have retired from GES, but COVID happened, and it caused me to pivot to take advantage of all the other experiences I had in my life, both from the airline business, from the freight forwarding business, and the trade show business, and go into this with one of the owners, two gentlemen who own the company, Craig Allen and CJ Johnson. Yeah, those are the two business partners that are the owners. But when I started in 2020, it was me and Craig. It was two people. Yeah. So, we've got about 27 people now, and sales are still climbing. I know people keep saying it's a tougher market and everything like that, and it is. Your profits are not going to be what they were when things were in a total state of disruption. Right. But you just work a little harder. You find new people, and you also, people always say, how do you grow? Mergers and acquisitions. Well, our acquisitions is to add on salespeople. So we've done that, and we're going to add a few more. So. All right, great.
And I love the rebrand. Definitely. I think it makes total sense. And I can definitely see why you guys did that. I mean, there's so much freight to move nowadays, right? So, So talk to us a little bit about from the perspective of moving freight. I mean, how is the market right now, and how are you seeing shippers wanting to? Shippers want more flexibility, right? So how are we able to bring that to the shippers?
So we're all about, before we tell customers what we do, we listen to them, to what they do and what their needs are, and then we listen to the shifting needs as well. And the same way, it's I'll talk to somebody who's a traffic manager at a company, and he'll say, I come into 20 emails a day, from people that want my business. So we've had to kind of focus more communication. We've added technology. We're bringing out a new TMS system, which is going to be we're actually in the second week of it right now. It's a company called Turvo. Oh, okay. And they're a really solid TMS. They've got a lot of technologies that are going to allow us to have the carrier, the customer, and us all interact on the same platform. Whereas the POD, can be sent from the driver, and then you're not chasing the POD. So to answer your question in a roundabout way, we're trying to increase what we do as far as communication and service offerings to set us apart. If you come over by our booth, which is N9126, you will see our new booth there, and right in the middle of it says, we are not your average 3PL. Right. And it's a talking point for people when they come over to tell them, well, why aren't you the average 3PL? We try to do a little bit more. We're very big into honesty, high standard of ethics and accountability and communication. And that's really what sets us apart. Because I always, in any job I've been at in transportation, I always say, we're all using the same airplanes, the same trucks, the same railroads.
Right.
It's how you handle it. And then to that point, we also say things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen.
Yeah.
It's how you react and respond when you call your customer to say, this is the problem, but this is what we're doing to resolve it and get it fixed and get your freight delivered. Rather than just say, hey, there's a problem. I'll get back to you when I figure it out. You know what I mean? You don't want to. You want to sound that way. So
that doesn't work.
That's kind of our real sort of culture we're trying to build, and that we're following through with all of our customers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's a great thing. Definitely. The way you guys are going about it. And I remember from our conversation previously on the podcast too, just kind of the way you look at the customer perspective, and like you said, bringing those solutions and not saying, like you just said, we'll let you know when we figure it out. Right. I mean, bringing that solution to the table is going to put that customer at ease and make people feel, comfortable. Like, okay, like these guys got it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we sell ourselves to our customers as an extension of their brand and their operations. So we're a partner. We're not just we're not just a hired gun to solve a problem for them. We really care about our customers, and we over time develop relationships and friendships. And how's the wife? Hey, is your son's birthday? By the way, it's my son's birthday today. He's 10. Happy birthday, Miles.
Happy birthday, Miles. Yes.
I'll make sure he sees that.
I'm sure he's watching live, right?
Yeah, he's in fourth grade, so he's he's probably not watching live, but
he better not be. He better be in school.
But the Promat is an amazing show. We're already signed up for Modex, and I hope you guys come down for that next year.
Absolutely.
Have your booth down there. I got a feeling we'll both be in the same hall again.
Yeah.
We're only a few aisles away from you here, so this was convenient to take part in this, and it's amazing. So I hope you guys. How's your podcast been going?
It's going well. Yeah. Definitely busy here.
Good people.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much for coming by the booth and joining me here on the live stream this morning. If people want to find out more about BWS and they're not at Promat, how can they do that?
They can go to www.bws-logistics.com. I have a radio voice.
Yeah, there you go. I see you threw it there. That was good. Yeah.
So, or they can also email me at r.bussey, bussey, at bws-logistics.com. Or they can even text me. I'm crazy. I take calls all night. So 773-842-5275.
All right, perfect. So, Rob, thank you so much for stopping by the booth here, and we'll swing by the booth a little later today. And great. It's great to see you, and have a great rest of the show.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for what you guys do and all you bring to the business here, because you get the word out there on your show, the New Warehouse podcast.
That's it.
Making it happen every day.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Rob.
Thanks very much.
All right. That was Rob Bussey, BWS Logistics.